next Wednesday at noon, when Eileen becomes the first female floor leader in the history of this Commonwealth. Okay? It's my pleasure now to introduce the next Democratic Party leader for the Virginia House of Delegates and our future speaker, Eileen Phillips.
Dick, thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you for all the support of me that you've given over the years, and for so many other Democrats and so many members of our caucus. I remember 20 years ago when you actually came to my home to encourage me the first time to run for office. And it was my first election, and you were there for me then, and you've been there for me ever since, and for so many others, so thank you so much. I'm very excited about having my office right next to yours. Hello, Fairfax County Democrats! Are we proud to be Democrats today? Are we proud to be Democrats every single day? I am so excited to be here with you all today, and I want to thank Dan. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for filling this room. Sold out event. Congratulations. I'm proud to say that a few days ago I became the House Democratic leader. And I'm happy to say that it's been a long time coming that we had a House leader from Fairfax County. I'm so grateful and appreciative of my colleagues for entrusting me with this responsibility. And I'm so excited, looking forward to moving forward and accomplishing so much. I want to take a moment at the offset here to remember two amazing women who I've been thinking a lot about the last few weeks. To Mae Riley and Mary Ann Hopus, thank you. Thank you for supporting and mentoring me and so many other women who have run for office. And I know that while they're terribly missed, they're truly in our hearts today and every day. To bring my perspectives and ability to do this job, and the experiences that I have gained from being a mom and representing the constituents, the citizens of the 41st District of Fairfax County to lead our caucus at this pivotal time in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We have an incredibly bright, capable, competent, diverse Democratic caucus, and these delegates have a vast array of experience and expertise on so many different areas, in addition to being truly representative of so many constituencies that have never had a voice prior to now. It's my honor to lead our growing caucus of 49. In the session ahead, our caucus is going to look for ways to work with Republicans to move our Commonwealth forward, but we're going to fight unapologetically for those values that we hold near and dear, where all Virginians have value and can achieve a prosperous future. And let me say quickly, it'd be remiss for me not to mention this, Virginians are feeling much the effect of this petty government shutdown. Donald Trump can end this shutdown today if he wanted to. He could put our government employees back to work. But he's causing so much pain to so many individuals and families, all because of this ridiculous wall, which will never be built. Mr. Trump, end the shutdown today. In 2017, we had the pleasure of adding 15 Democrats to our caucus. And this meant so much to us. Those of us have been in since 2011, 2012, even obviously prior to, but I was elected in 2010, when Republicans made it harder to vote. When they they wanted to make their decisions for women as it relates to our healthcare choices, when they made it easier to purchase guns. When I think back to those days, I think about how much we can and will do when we're at 51 plus. And then I think back to 2018 and what a change it was for all of us and how excited we were. Because of the strides that we made with 49-member caucus, it was exciting. I mean, it was just beyond exciting for so many of us. We were able to pass a budget which included more money for education and raises for teachers. We made such progress on criminal justice reform by raising the felony larceny threshold finally. And what truly, as I've described countless times, will always be the most consequential vote that I have ever taken, we passed Medicaid expansion. Providing health care for 400,000 working Virginians who didn't have it previously. And I was just thinking about it, as of last week, we now have 200,000 Virginians who have health care for the first time. How exciting. People always ask me, and I'm sure they ask, I know my colleagues as well, do you feel like you're making a difference? And with that vote alone, absolutely we make a difference. And we're truly changing lives. There's so much more, however, that we want to accomplish this session. And with our 49, I'm looking forward to a robust agenda for the House Democratic Caucus. Our caucus is going to continue to strive to bringing more jobs and opportunities to Virginia while taking care of our workers, from a higher minimum wage to affordable housing. As you heard previously from our leader, Saslaw, we are going to work to make our tax system fairer by giving real relief to the middle class and those who are not helped by the Trump tax plan, while adding key investments to education. We must enable every Virginian voter to exercise their right by passing no excuse absentee voting. How long has been fighting for that? And we are going to work on redistricting reform as well as campaign finance reform. And as we work to address the effects of climate change, we will make every effort to continue to diversify our energy portfolio with renewables, because our future and our children's future depend on it. I'm confident that this will be the year that we can finally do something about the epidemic of gun violence that plagues our communities. Enough is enough. After the Parkland shooting, while we were still there in Richmond in February, our speaker established a select committee on school safety. At the time that he established that committee, he also stated that that select committee would not deal with gun violence prevention nor guns. And it was at that time that the House Democratic Caucus, as a collective, said, you know what, we can do better than that. We must do better than this. And I've been proud to co-chair the Safe Virginia Initiative with my colleague and friend, Delegate Kathleen Murphy, who's here. We've had the honor and privilege of working with several of our colleagues, regional co-chairs Dolores McQuinn from Richmond, and John Bell from Loudoun, Cliff Hayes, and Chris Hurst. And what we did was we traveled around the Commonwealth, traversed the Commonwealth, setting up town hall meetings and roundtables, an opportunity to discuss with all Virginians about this epidemic. What can we do about it? Are there pieces of legislation that we can introduce and get passed and truly make a difference? Knowing all the while that these bills will actually save lives. So tomorrow we're going to have a press conference, and we're going to stand up there in Richmond, and we're going to release our agenda and our report from the Safe Virginia Initiative. Information and data from all of these events that we held over the last 6 months. And we are going to release a package of common sense gun safety legislation as well. And I can tell you, The Republicans will not be able to look at our bills and say their well-worn mantra that we just want to take out their guns away. They will not be able to say that. You know why? Because our SBI bills do not take guns away from those who are not a harm to themselves or to others. I am confident that this can and will be the year for us to pass reasonable gun safety legislation. And if not, we can bet that next year we will bring a majority. And don't you think, after all these years, that it's finally time for gender equality? Make this the year that we pass the ERA in Virginia and become the 38th state leading the And thank you to my colleagues, Jennifer, Connolly, and Malayala for taking the lead on this, and for so many of you advocating in support of this common sense. We are lucky, or as you heard perhaps some say unlucky, that we have elections every single year. And after our games in the House, and the election of Ralph Northam, Justin Fairfax, and Mark Herring in 2017, how exciting was it for all of us to see Jennifer Wexton, Abigail Spanberger, and Eileen elected sworn in. For us to see our returning Congressman Gerry Connolly and Don Beyer in the majority. Or should I say, Chairman Gerry Connolly. This happened because of the hard work of all of you here today. This year, we cannot let that energy fade. We cannot let that enthusiasm dissipate. Starting Tuesday, when Jennifer Boysko leaves us with the state senate and becomes Senator Jennifer Boysko. And then on to November, when your hard work can help bring us the majority in both the House and the Senate. Yeah. And that energy cannot just be used for elections. I know that when I've been fortunate enough to pass bills, it's not without the tireless efforts and energy of so many of you here today and advocates. So please join us in Richmond this session. Come stand up for the issues that you care so deeply about, for our common values, and help us in Richmond. Help us gain the majority this November. House Democrats have the right vision, no doubt about it. We have the right priorities. We have the legislative solutions to help us get us, to help all of us get us there. Now we need all of you to step up once again, as you have done so many times before, to help deliver a Democratic House majority for the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Now at this point, I have the distinct privilege and opportunity to introduce a woman who I think you'll agree with me needs no introduction. Massachusetts has the Kennedys. Alexandria has the Morans. Fairfax County has the Bulovas. And by the way, you all know that Sharon used to live in the 41st District. Just had to add that. Before she was chairman, before she was Braddock supervisor, and before I think you even worked for Audrey Moore, you were president of the Kings Park West Civic Association. And her predecessor, as chairman, I guess, of my current constituent and my friend, our Congressman Gerry Connolly, got his start also in a very similar way as president of the Nantua Citizens Association, also in the 41st District. Based on demographics, Sharon presides over a county whose population is bigger than states. She leads a locality that has more people than the city of San Francisco, and has done this with such grace that inspires all of us, a gentle firmness, and with a hint of humor that truly gets things done. Very results-oriented. She helped found the Virginia Railway Express, which helps so many of us, as well as many of my constituents, get where they have to on time. She oversaw the massive redevelopment of Tyson's Corner, as well as the launch of the Silver Line, all the while maintaining a AAA bond rating of a county that has become an economic powerhouse. While she was doing all this, she was mentoring women like me, who were and encouraging us to step up and run for office. She blazed a trail for us all. While I know that Sharon is looking forward to spending more time with her family, we know that she will continue to be out and about the community, making a difference for us every single day. Thank you, Sharon, for everything that you have done. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and yours, our fearless leader, Chairman Sharon Bulova.
Thank you so much. It's tough to be up here speaking after so many wonderful speakers have preceded me. You may have noticed that there's a theme to this, and the theme is the continuity between levels of government. We can't do very well what we want to do and need to do for all of you if we don't have all levels of government working together effectively. So thank you, Congressman Connolly, who I consider to be a mentor and one of my greatest political friends. Thank you to Senator Saslaw. Without Senator Saslaw, I never would have been able to raise any money to run the first time. Would not make a single phone call, and so he mentored me in many different ways. Thank you to Eileen. I am so proud of Eileen Fillercorn. She has become a star, and she is our future, and I'm so proud of Eileen and look forward to many, many years ahead of working with her. For those of you who like to vote, if you like elections, boy, is this your state. We not only have an election every year, we have several elections every year. And not this crowd, but many people in Fairfax County or in Virginia might not pay attention to the elections this year. This year is state government, all members of the General Assembly. This year is local government. And I like to think of local government and what we do as a pyramid. And at the top of that pyramid is education. When we have a well-educated community, people make better choices, are able to contribute. It's absolutely critical that we make sure that we have the teachers that we need, that we have the infrastructure that we need, that we have the modern technology that we need to make sure that all of our children in Fairfax County, all of our children, and that is one Fairfax, everyone has opportunity. Included in what local government does and what state government does are environmental protection, making sure that we are a safe community, public safety, safe neighborhoods, safe streets, and in local government this year, and Stacy Kincaid, I so enjoyed working with you, with the CSB, Tisha Deegan, on diversion first and public safety reforms. It's not against the law to be mentally ill. And when someone ends up coming into contact with law enforcement because of something that they've done, because of mental illness, because of developmental disabilities, they should be diverted from jail and into treatment instead, and that's happening in Fairfax County. Transportation, the Silver Line. The Silver Line would not be happening if we did not have continuity between our federal representatives, our state representatives, and our local representatives, working together over the decades, actually. Over the decades. Transportation is hard and it moves at a glacial speed sometimes, and it requires big funding. And so thank you to members of the General Assembly who provide